to CPS360. I'm Isabelle Hall. Our first segment is a movie review by Emily Brunton, where she looks into the latest Adam Sandler movie, Happy Gilmore 2.
Hi, I'm Emily, and today I'll be reviewing the movie Happy Gilmore 2. This movie came out 29 years after the original, starring Adam Sandler. This movie is based around the character Happy Gilmore's comeback to golf after accidentally killing his wife. In the beginning, he is an alcoholic who hasn't golfed in years and still struggles with his anger. One key point of this movie was the number of celebrities it includes. Some of the most notable names in this movie are Eminem, Bad Bunny, Travis Kelce, Post Malone, and Guy Fieri, among others. But of course, a movie centered around golf has to have golf stars in it. This includes Rory McIlroy, Scotty Scheffler, Jack Nicklaus, and more. The inclusion of well-known actors, golfers, and other celebrities makes this movie much funnier and keeps you on your toes trying to recognize the people. I think this movie has some cringy acting, but it ties in well with the comedy being reached. This movie was very clearly made to provide a good laugh and not necessarily for the quality of the movie. I really enjoyed the laughs this movie gave, while still having a plot that went beyond the surface level. You can definitely tell that there was a lot of attention to detail put into this movie. One part I think was very funny, but would have been easy to miss, was when Fran became addicted to hand sanitizer, and he could be seen drinking it throughout the movie. As Happy navigates his alcoholism and tries his best to beat the team who was trying to change golf permanently, the movie references the original while still being unique and not just the same movie made again. Although the original movie was better, the second movie did well with tying in the original plot, still creating a new movie and storyline. One downside of this movie was some of the awkward and forced acting, especially from some of the celebrities included in the movie. At some points it could get a little cringy, but because of the lack of seriousness of the movie, it didn't feel too out of place and was more like an outlet for a good laugh. Another upside of this movie was the way you could see the development of Happy Gilmore and the other characters in the original movie. The inclusion of original characters, or the next generation of characters that made the original Happy Gilmore what it was, brought a feeling of nostalgia and humor, especially when the children of people that Happy Gilmore had wronged were in it and confronted Happy. I feel like the movie was a good balance of reference to the original movie, but still being unique, so that if you hadn't seen it in a while or hadn't watched the original, you could still enjoy the second one. Overall, Happy Gilmore 2 was a good way to see where the character Happy ended up and get some good laughs out of a lighthearted movie despite some of the bad acting. I'm Emily, and this was your movie review segment of the day. Have a great day.
Now, from one review to another, I took a look at the album Man's Best Friend by Sabrina Carpenter. I would rate this album a 7 out of 10. It is definitely a grower. The first time I listened to it, I was disappointed due to the masterpiece that was her last album, Short and Sweet. Man Child was also a perfect song in my eyes, so going into this album, my expectations were through the roof. After my third listen, I began to get the song stuck in my head. The more you listen, the better it gets. The song Man Child is a 10 out of 10 song. This was my song of the summer. It came out at a perfect time. The synthy song mixes perfectly with the tiny twang that it has, a classic Jack Antonoff sound mixed with her perfectly witty lyrics. It's poking fun at men, but also poking fun at herself with the lyric, "I like my men all incompetent," showing that the men she meets might not be the best, but she still falls for it. The song Tears is one that if you have listened to the song, then you know the lyrics, and if not, that's something you have to discover on your own. However, the music and her vocals in the beginning are what really sells the song. I feel like I'm ascending when I hear that funky pop beat. The song Sugar Talking is one of my top 5 songs on the album. Her vocals really stand out on the song, showing off her beautiful vibrato. The lyrics tend to be a bit repetitive, but they are hilarious, with her asking him to basically act the way he does over the phone, which is just so true. The song Nobody's Son has not the most appealing sound and beat, kind of boring and bland, but the lyrics are what makes it stand out in my eyes. Especially the lyrics, "All my friends in love and I'm the one they call for a third wheeling," which is just so relatable. She talks about how a man gave her PTSD, which I also think is just a funny touch. The song When Did You Get Hot is my favorite song off the album. The more I have listened to it, the more I have come to appreciate it. The beat is extremely catchy and the lyrics are something we have definitely all experienced. It's one you have to listen to in order to appreciate to its fullest. No words can really emphasize the greatness that is this song. The last I'm going to be talking about is the song Goodbye. This is the perfect closer for this album, especially because it's called Goodbye. It talks about how when this man said goodbye, it meant he won't ever get her back. My favorite part is how she says goodbye in a bunch of different languages, like Spanish, French, Italian, and I think it just adds a fun touch to this song. Moving on to sports, Auggie and James have the latest stories and updates.
Hey, welcome to the CPS Sports Show with your host James
and Auggie.
We'll be diving into the latest sports news from the NFL, college football, and the MLB. Josh Allen, the reigning MVP, authorized a crazy comeback Sunday night, propelling the Buffalo Bills from a 14-point deficit to win 41-40 over the Baltimore Ravens. The Bills did not win without some help. Down the stretch, Baltimore's Ravens running back Derrick Henry had a crazy game. He rushed for 169 yards and 2 touchdowns. But not everything could go right. He fumbled down the stretch, letting the Bills back in the game and giving the Bills the ball back, and the Bills won on a field goal.
Iowa versus Iowa State. Iowa started off in the first quarter against Iowa State, and at the end of the quarter, Iowa was down 6 to Iowa State. During the second quarter, Iowa scored 10 points against Iowa State, and Iowa State scored 7 points against Iowa. During the third quarter, Iowa scored 3 points. In the fourth quarter, Iowa State scored 3 points to win the game against Iowa, with the final score being 16-13 Iowa State.
Back to the NFL. The Chiefs and Chargers played this past weekend. The Chargers got off to a hot start going up 10-0, but the Chiefs answered back with a field goal. The Chargers matched the Chiefs with a field goal of their own. And with 45 seconds left in the first half, the Chiefs went down and got a field goal with no time on the clock. Out of halftime, the Chiefs got a stop and a touchdown on a Mahomes run, but they missed the extra point and the Chargers stayed up 1. Chargers kept applying pressure with another score, but Mahomes threw it to Kelsey for a touchdown. The Chiefs did not get the 2-point conversion and they stayed down. Then the Chargers took a long drive down the field and scored to take the lead. That was all she wrote for the Chiefs. Chargers won 27-21.
During the first quarter, Alabama and Florida scored 7 points. In the second quarter, Florida State scored 10 points against Alabama. Alabama scored 3 points in the third quarter, while Florida State scored 7 points. During the fourth quarter, both Alabama and Florida State scored 7 points, with the final score in the end being 31-17 Florida State.
Now on to the MLB, where it's almost the end of the year and the playoff race is heating up. The San Francisco Giants are only 2 games behind the Mets for the last spot in the NL wild card. The Mets have not been playing their best baseball as they've lost their last 4 games. As for the American League, the Texas Rangers are only 1.5 games behind the Seattle Mariners. Both teams have won their last 4 games, and it will come down to the wire who make the playoffs with only 17 games left in the season.
The Eagles versus the Cowboys. During the first quarter, Eagles and Cowboys scored 7 points. During the second quarter, the Cowboys scored 13 points and the Eagles scored 14 points. In the third quarter, the Eagles scored 3 points and the Cowboys didn't make anything. The fourth quarter final score was 24-20 Eagles.
There was some good college football on this weekend. Number 18 Oklahoma and number 15 Michigan played, where Oklahoma scored on their first drive from a touchdown pass from John Mateer. It led to a pump fest till the end of the first quarter, where Oklahoma quarterback John Mateer threw an interception. But Michigan did not capitalize off it, and Oklahoma scored before the end of the half. Michigan kept themselves in it. On the first play of the second half, Michigan running back Justin Haynes ripped off a 75-yard touchdown to go down 7. But Oklahoma was not fazed, scored on their next drive, and it was a field goal fest from there. Oklahoma pulled out the win 24-13.
Last story, Mizzou versus Kansas. Mizzou started off by kicking the ball to Kansas and defended them from making a touchdown. Mizzou fought against Kansas to make the first touchdown and accomplished it. After the Mizzou defense struggled and Kansas was able to receive the ball lots of times and made 21 points when Mizzou was at 6, Mizzou made another touchdown and an extra point. Then the defense fought to keep Kansas from making another touchdown. Mizzou received 2 points from Kansas. Mizzou caught up with Kansas in points. Offense fought and scored again with Mizzou at 42-31 in the end.
On to some highlights. Josh Allen takes the snap, throws down the middle to Dalton Kincaid for a touchdown. Now the Bills are down 10 and have 1 second on the clock. They kick a 43-yard field goal and make it. Now to the second half. The Bills are down 14, but they're on the 2-yard line. They turn around and give the ball to James Cook, and he gets in there for a touchdown. 4th and 2 for the Bills, 3:56 left in the game. Josh Allen rolls out of the pocket, throws off his back foot, hits Keon Coleman for a touchdown. The Ravens have it, and a couple first downs seal it. They give it to Henry, and he fumbles. The Bills recover the ball with the chance to win. They have a 38-yard field goal, and they hit it and win the game.
Now on to Mizzou player KU highlights. Mizzou player number 29 ran right past a KU player and scored the first touchdown of the game. When the score was 21-13 Kansas, Mizzou sacked the quarterback and the ball fell into the end zone, giving Mizzou 2 extra points. When the score was 35-31, Mizzou player number 20 ran from the 35-yard line and scored a touchdown. From the 26-yard line, player number 87 made a touchdown.
For our last segment of the show, Hannah brings us a review of the latest Superman movie.
I'm Hannah with an I, and welcome back to another year of I'm Not That Picky. Today we have a beacon of hope, Superman 2025, directed by James Gunn. Grossing over $6 million and counting, just having been released on digital, we see people have enjoyed the kickstart to the DCU's reboot. Positives of this movie: David Cornsweet, Rachel Brosnahan, and Nicholas Hoult. The acting is phenomenal. Like, I feel compelled to love more, and also hate more. Yeah, I'm a hater at heart, to be honest. I feel like I'm not hitting to my full potential. It's also so funny how Nicholas auditioned for Superman, but got Lex. They bring the characters to life in such a fantastic way. We also had Mr. Terrific and Superman aura farming the whole movie. Crypto was so fun, the robots were a great addition, and the Justice King was amazing. Cons. Jimmy Olsen's whole weekend was ruined. Are you kidding me? We see that Clark is the president of the debate club and has trophies of him going to nationals, but he gets mad and rage baited less than 10 minutes into his interview with Lois Lane. And Lois Lane calls out Clark for his lack of integrity while interviewing himself as Superman, as if interviewing your boyfriend is any better. I do wish we had more scenes of Clark being a clumsy reporter, and a little bit more world building. Also, Guy Gardner is blonde and his haircut is awful. This was a 10 out of 10 movie. I love seeing theater kids become mainstream actors. Thank you for tuning in to I'm Not That Picky. I've been Hannah.
That's it for this episode of CPS 360. I'm Isabelle Hall. Thanks for watching, and we will see you next time.